If there's one thing Yankees fans have learned in this roller coaster of a season, it's that this team refuses to go quietly. Just when the noise starts building, just when the critics begin to sharpen their knives, the Bronx Bombers find a way to flip the script. And last night, under the bright lights of Los Angeles, they didn't just escape a sweep. They made a statement that echoed across the league. This was supposed to be a mismatch. The Dodgers, loaded with talent and momentum, were looking to finish off a clean sweep on their home turf. On the other side, the Yankees were turning to Ryan Yaro, a name most casual fans wouldn't even recognize, a soft-tossing lefty without. The radar-popping velocity, or the all-star resume, tasked with going head-to-head against one of the scariest lineups in baseball. But what unfolded on that mound was nothing short of masterful. Yaro didn't overpower, he outsmarted. He kept the Dodgers guessing from the first pitch to the last, mixing speeds and locating with surgical precision. 6 innings of near flawless baseball. The only blemish being a solo shot from Tommy Edman that barely cleared the wall. Beyond that, silence. Yaro's fastball actually clocked in slower than his usual average, but somehow that played right into his hands. The Dodgers were geared up for heat, and what they got instead was deception. 17 total whiffs, nearly matching the highest total recorded against the Dodgers all season. That's not just effectiveness, that's dominance with nuance. And it wasn't just Yaro lighting up the box score. DJ LeMahieu, a veteran whose name has sparked more questions than praise in recent years, put on a performance that silenced every ounce of doubt. It had been nearly 3 full years since LeMahieu last recorded 4 hits in a single game, but there he was, spraying the ball across the field with the confidence of a man out to prove he still got it. 2 of those hits drove in key insurance runs, and every single one of them came at crucial moments when the Yankees needed a spark. But perhaps most impressive was the way the Yankees' offense approached the pitcher many consider to be one of the most dangerous arms in the National League. Yoshinobu Yamamoto had been dazzling all season, his splitter often leaving hitters looking foolish. But on this night, the Yankees came in with a plan and executed it to perfection. They hunted strikes, ignored the junk outside the zone, and refused to chase. Yamamoto barely made it through 3 innings, giving up a season high in hits and looking completely out of rhythm. The game plan was clear. Make him pitch to contact, then capitalize. Ben Rice launched a 2-run bomb that set the tone early. Jackson Dominguez chipped in with a timely RBI knock, though his night was cut short due to a thumb injury that sent a wave of concern through the dugout. Thankfully, early reports suggest it's nothing serious, but the concern didn't stop. There, Luke Weaver, who was set to close out the 9th, strained his hamstring during warm-ups and had to be pulled before throwing a single pitch. 2 injuries in 1 game, but somehow it didn't slow the Yankees down. In fact, the most jaw-dropping stat of the night didn't come from any one player. It came from the box score as a whole. The top 4 hitters in the Dodgers lineup, a group that includes Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman, were held completely hitless. Not a single knock. In a season where Los Angeles has battered nearly every pitching staff they've faced, the Yankees became the first team to completely shut down that deadly quartet. That's not just impressive, that's historic. With the win, the Yankees now sit atop the American League East, holding a record of 36 victories and 22 losses. It's a position they fought tooth and nail to reach, and won. That didn't come easy. The road ahead doesn't get much softer either. Up next, a homestand against the Cleveland Guardians, a team that the Yankees know all too well from recent playoff battles. That series kicks off Tuesday evening, with Carlos Rodon set to face off against Tanner Bibay in what promises to be another high-intensity clash. But let's not rush past what this night truly meant. This wasn't just a game to fill the standings. It was a reminder that baseball is unpredictable, and that in a league driven by numbers and projections, sometimes heart and execution matter more than hype. Ryan Yaro wasn't supposed to dominate a lineup like that. DJ LeMahieu wasn't supposed to be the offensive engine. The Yankees, after being battered in the first 2 games of the series, weren't supposed to walk out of Dodger Stadium with their heads high. And yet they did all of that. It was a performance filled with grit, resilience, and the kind of execution that championship teams are built on. Sure, it's only 1 win in a long season, but these are the kinds of games that shift momentum. That remind the team of what they're capable of when they click in unison, and right now this Yankees squad is doing exactly that. Clicking. At the plate, on the mound, in the dugout. There's a quiet confidence building. You can feel it. And as this team heads back home with energy to spare and a fan base roaring behind them, the message is clear. The Yankees are not just here to compete, they're here to contend. Just when the Yankees seem to be riding a wave of momentum, the roster news dropped like a thunderclap. Dominic Smith, a player whose name once carried the promise of star power, has once again decided to walk away from the Bronx. This isn't the first time Smith has opted out of his minor league deal this season, and with this latest move, it feels increasingly like the final chapter of his Yankees story. But to understand the full picture, you have to look beyond the surface and dig into what this means both for Smith and for the Yankees organization. Dominic Smith came into the league with high expectations. Originally a prized prospect for the New York Mets, Smith was seen as a cornerstone bat. Someone who could anchor an offense with power and versatility. His early years showed flashes of that potential, with solid power numbers and an ability to get on base. But baseball, as always, is a cruel game, and what looked like a steady rise turned into a frustrating roller coaster. Over the past few seasons, Smith has found himself bouncing between teams, trying to recapture the form that once made him a top-tier prospect. The Nationals, Red Sox, Reds, and now twice with the Yankees, he's been on quite the journey. This season, Smith was grinding hard in AAA Scranton Shield Wilkes Barre. His numbers in May were impressive, batting over .310 with a strong on-base percentage and slugging well over .610, including 7 home runs. That's the kind of performance that usually earns a call-up. But in the Bronx, the reality is complicated. The roster is crowded, especially in the positions Smith can fill. The designated hitter role, which might have been a natural landing spot, is locked down by Ben Rice, who isn't just holding the spot but thriving in it. Meanwhile, first base is rock solid with Paul Goldschmidt, and the outfield is jam-packed with some of the hottest bats in the league. Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Jackson Dominguez, and Trent Grisham. When everyone's performing at a high level, it's tough to find space for another bat, even one as versatile as Smith. It's hard to argue with the numbers or Smith's effort. He can play multiple positions, left field, first base, even some right field, but when the lineup is clicking and there are no glaring holes, versatility only gets you so far. The Yankees aren't looking to fill gaps. They want to keep the chemistry and momentum going, and Smith, unfortunately, has been caught in that tough spot. It's a harsh reality in baseball, where timing and opportunity are often as important as talent. Adding to the complexity is Smith's own journey with the Yankees. Back in spring training, he opted out of a deal, only to return after opening day, gambling on a shot that ultimately didn't fully materialize. This latest decision to walk away again suggests that Smith is looking for a clearer path to major league playing time, one that may not exist in the Bronx at this moment. It's a gamble on his part, and while it may be a tough pill for Yankees fans to swallow, it's a decision driven by the harsh realities of roster construction and opportunity. At 28 years old, Smith still has time to revive his career. The numbers show he's capable of producing at the major league level, and there's no question he brings value as a switch hitter with power and some defensive versatility. The question now is where that value will be recognized. Will a team with a need at first base or designated hitter step up? Could Smith find a new home where his bat can be a difference maker? It's a familiar story in baseball, players moving from team to team in search of the right fit, the right moment to shine. For Smith, this feels like the start of a new chapter. For the Yankees, Smith's departure may not leave a huge hole in the lineup right now, but it serves as a reminder of how deep and competitive this roster truly is. This is a team stacked with talent, with key players like Stanton inching closer to a return and a young core that's proven it can produce night after night. It's a good problem to have, but it also means tough calls and difficult decisions. In a sport where timing is everything, even good numbers sometimes aren't enough. The big picture takeaway here is that the Yankees are in a position where every roster move has to count. With a team chasing the top spot in the American League East, every slot on the roster is precious. Smith's departure, while unfortunate for him and for fans hoping to see him back in pinstripes, opens doors for other players who are knocking on the major league door. It underscores the reality that success at this level isn't just about individual performance. It's about fit, timing, and the constantly shifting dynamics of a championship chase. So while the Yankees move forward without Dominic Smith, the story isn't over. His career is still unfolding, and there's every chance we'll see him make an impact somewhere else in the league. For the Yankees, this moment is about doubling down on the pieces that have brought them success this season and staying locked in as the postseason approaches. And speaking of moving pieces, the Yankees' latest roster shakeup wasn't limited to just Smith's exit. In a move that might have flown under the radar for some, but has significant implications, veteran right-hander Carlos Carrasco has been promoted back to the major league roster. Meanwhile, Jake Woodford, who had been battling for innings and a role in the bullpen, has opted out of his contract and is now a free agent. Carrasco's return is a strategic move from the Yankees, signaling a desire for stability and experience. As the season approaches the critical stretch, at 38, Carrasco is no rookie. He's a seasoned veteran with years of big league innings under his belt. While his numbers this year haven't dazzled, posting an earned run average hovering around 6 and a fielding independent pitching metric over 5. His true value isn't captured by stats alone. What he brings is innings-eating ability and a calming presence in the clubhouse, two intangible qualities that become invaluable as the grind of the season wears on. The bullpen has been a revolving door for the Yankees this year, with arms getting tired and performance fluctuating. Using 7 pitchers in a blowout against the Dodgers recently showed just how stretched this group has been. Carrasco offers a chance to stabilize things, to eat innings and provide a bridge or even spot starts, if needed. His experience, including playoff battles and long seasons, brings leadership that younger arms can lean on. On the flip side, Jake Woodford's decision to opt out caught some by surprise, but makes sense when you look at his recent career path. A former first-round pick by the St. Louis Cardinals, Woodford showed flashes of promise early in his career, but struggled to find consistent success at the major league level in recent seasons. After bouncing between several organizations, the White Sox, Pirates, Rockies, and finally the Yankees, he's now testing the free agent market once again. Woodford's profile as a ground ball heavy, multi-inning reliever still holds some appeal, but his recent numbers suggest he's at a crossroads. His earned run average ballooned over 6 in 2023, and his strikeout rates have dipped. The Yankees choosing Carrasco over giving Woodford a longer look is telling. Woodford will be hoping another team sees the potential and gives him a chance to prove he belongs. For Carrasco, this is a pivotal moment. Likely his last real shot to make an impact at the big league level, he has an opportunity to show that he can still contribute meaningfully as the Yankees push toward the playoffs. His veteran presence has been praised across the league for years, and even if his stuff isn't at its peak, his knowledge and ability to navigate tough situations can be a difference maker in tight games. As the Yankees juggle injuries, roster, depth, and the grind of a long season, these moves reflect a team constantly adapting and searching for the right formula. From Yaro's breakout performance in Los Angeles to Smith's exit and Carrasco's return, this franchise is in a constant state of evolution. The quest for dominance in the American League East and beyond is as fierce as ever. And while fans dissect every decision, every stat line, and every roster move, the truth is simple. The Yankees are doing everything they can to build a team capable of going all the way. Every call-up, every opt-out, every strategic promotion is a piece of that puzzle. It's a high-stakes game of chess played across spring training, the grind of the regular season, and into the intensity of October. What lies ahead is still unwritten, but one thing's clear. This Yankees team isn't settling. They're fighting, adapting, and doing everything in their power to keep the chase alive. For the fans, the front office, and the players themselves, every pitch, every swing, and every roster move matters more than ever. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. A new rumor is stirring up the Major League Baseball scene and could add even more fuel to the growing rivalry between two of the league's most competitive teams. According to whispers circulating among insiders, Stephen KWAN, one of the Cleveland Guardians' standout players, allegedly made some unflattering comments about the New York Yankees during a private conversation with teammates. While no official statement or direct quote has surfaced, sources close to the Guardians clubhouse suggest that KWAN criticized the Yankees' style of play and overall attitude, especially following their most recent series, which ended with tensions running high on both sides. The supposed remarks were made away from the media's microphones, but as often happens in the sports world, the story quickly spread through players, agents, and industry insiders. Although the authenticity of these alleged comments remains unconfirmed, the rumor is already generating significant buzz among fans and analysts. For many observers, the situation reflects the increasing rivalry between the Guardians and the Yankees, who have engaged in several heated matchups in recent seasons, both during the regular calendar and in playoff contention. KWAN's competitive nature and his reputation for being straightforward with teammates lend some plausibility to the possibility that he did indeed make such remarks, even though he typically maintains a low profile in front of the press. On social media, fans from both sides have begun exchanging heated opinions, with some defending KWAN's right to speak his mind and others demanding respect for the Yankees, a franchise synonymous with tradition and success in baseball. So far, neither KWAN nor the Cleveland Guardians front office has commented on the rumor, choosing instead to focus on the upcoming games of the season. For now, it remains just that, a rumor, but one that adds yet another intriguing chapter to the ongoing saga of MLB rivalries and behind-the-scenes drama. If confirmed, the episode could certainly heighten the stakes in the next Guardians-Yankees showdown, promising even more excitement for baseball enthusiasts. In the meantime, the sports community remains on alert, watching closely for any developments, or perhaps an official response from either Stephen KWAN or the Yankees organization. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.